I'm Delindra Tarsavina, and I'm here with Tameka Starks, and I just got finished interviewing her husband and her about their dating life and how they learn to date. And you guys, I promise you, you have to learn how to date. And I wanted to interview her because young ladies, you got to learn how to be a young lady when it comes to dating. And you have to learn how to be a woman that a man will want to date.
Amen.
Listen, boy, even through the broken heart, the cheating and the lying, my love's still yours, and that's no lying. We were meant to be together through adversity, so I felt the need to let you know that you're mine. My love. I think heaven sent you from above. You're my baby. You're my love. I think heaven sent you from above.
Dating is hard, and dating as a minister is even harder. Through 2 broken marriages, plenty of heartache and pain, my life felt like a Southern soul song. And I promise you, it's hard trying to figure out how to love again. I cried so many tears, and I couldn't figure out who I was. I really lost who I was. But I fought through all the pain, and I decided to give it another try. So I had to transform myself just so I could date again. But you know what? I'm learning my purpose, and I'm learning to love myself again, and I'm seeking to love again. So here's my dating chronicles.
Tell me why, babe, I lie like a Southern soul.
So can you tell me, in comparison to when you were growing up to now, because I know you see a lot of these young ladies that might come to church or in the community, what do you think is the difference between then and now, between young ladies?
Well, you know what, Tarsabina? I had the opportunity not only to raise a daughter, but I also had the opportunity to work close with teenage girls when I started working as a substitute teacher for Fulton County Schools.
Okay.
And most of the work that I did and assignments that I took were at the high school, at the local high school. And so one of the things that I learned right away is that these girls are really coming from homes or situations where they are seeking some type of attention.
That's true.
And unfortunately, with social media being such a major outlet for the teenagers, what I've noticed is that there's pretty much nothing that they won't do. There's nothing that's off limits to them. This generation has no fear of anything. And I believe that a lot of our girls and boys in this generation, they feel immortal.
True.
They live their lives as if they're going to live forever. They live their lives as if there's no harm that can come, from living a certain lifestyle. And so, I see girls that are hurting. I see girls that are looking for some type of acceptance, and they have yet to be learned or have not been taught or encouraged that it's okay to not do what everyone else is doing. The peer pressure is unbelievable.
True, so true.
It's unbelievable. My daughter was bullied for all 4 years of high school, but it actually started when she was in about the 7th grade. And the peer pressure, the pressure of being in circles and the pressure of trying to please other students, it's real.
Yeah, because I think what you were saying about it seemed like a competition. I think you made reference to something similar to that social media like Instagram and Facebook have them in competition. So it seems like they have to do so much to get a guy's attention when it used to be the opposite.
Yeah, it did used to be the opposite.
The guys used to.
We just have to. We worked them. It took a lot for you to actually act like you even see them.
Yes.
You know, but unfortunately, there's this whole climate of, well, if you don't do it, someone else is gonna do it. So, and everybody's doing it, so I might as well. Especially when it comes to using social media as a way to put out pornographic images of themselves. Yes. It is out of control.
That's true.
It's out of control to the point that I cannot believe that the government is not intervening openly. Now, I can't say what they're working on behind the scenes, you know, but schools need to do more. Because just in the few years that I have been working in the school system, if you have your phone on AirDrop, it would make your phone explode over all of the everything. And I mean everything. Not suggestive, I'm talking about bare nakedness, everything, sex acts. They have no restraint.
Yes,
and I believe the word does talk about a generation that is gonna throw off restraint. We're living in that day right now with these girls, and I know we're talking about young ladies, but this is just our children, period. Our young adults as well as our teenagers, you know, that have just thrown off restraint. They're not concerned about their health. You know, in South Fulton, Georgia, the numbers for HIV cases is through the roof, and really requires a conversation. Our children are endangering themselves,
That's true.
but they do not even realize it. You know, they don't. I think they hear it, but they just don't care.
And I don't understand, because we talk about this coronavirus, but AIDS has been here for years.
And it's killing
our kids faster.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they have no restraint. They see, you can watch any television show that deals with high school kids, and it's like their families let them have their own little house to themselves. And I feel like our kids see what they see on TV and feel like that's who they need to be. Do you think that's what's going on, or do you think our parents don't have enough restrictions?
Television has a great influence on the culture of our youth today, even our young adults, our 20 to 25-year-olds. They are so greatly influenced by reality television. It's unreal. And the only way that I knew how to combat that was through prayer and through just having a lot of conversations. Everything, you know, from the time my daughter was in elementary school all the way up until even now, everything is a teachable moment.
That's true.
Everything is an opportunity for me to say, you know what, you see that right there? Now let me tell you about that. And just go as deep as you need to go. And one thing about in my house, we go deep. We go deep. Even my little 10-year-old be like, Mama. But you know.
They need to know.
But I don't want them to. This is what I told my daughter. And I told all of my children this. You can listen to me because I've lived it. I know. I've been where you are. Or you can listen to them and they don't know any more than you do.
Exactly.
They've only been you're 15, they're 15. What do they know more than you?
And then, but you have the love for them.
Yeah.
So you're not going to give them the wrong answer.
You know what? that was something that I had to tell my daughter. It wasn't hard talking to her because even though she didn't seem to be receiving it, I could tell through her actions that she was receiving what we were saying and she trusted what we were saying. But I do remember specifically having a conversation with her about the fact that these people, that these girls that you call friends, these girls that want to tell you what they think about this and that, and as the kids say, a third.
Okay.
You know, they don't care anything about you.
That's it.
So you'll never be able to know if what they're giving you is to confuse you and to trip you up. They can know the truth and give you a wrong
That's
answer.
true. They don't want you to love them.
They can tell you. For example, they can say, "Oh, you're not gonna get pregnant the first time. Trust me, I already did it. I didn't get pregnant." You know, but they didn't tell you. Well, I wore a condom.
Exactly.
I mean, my boyfriend wore a condom. And then you go right along, and you have said, and first time, because you don't still even know your bodies that well. You don't even know how to detect just in your physical body without a test that, oh, something is different, and I might be pregnant until it's too late.
Yeah.
You know? And so, you know, one thing that I told my daughter was that I can tell you what my expectations are for you, but I know that you're going to make your own choices. And I know that when we're not around, you know, you think we don't know,
whatever.
so you're going to do. I said, but I just want you to remember this one thing. I want you to remember that if you stop long enough and give stuff pause long enough, pay attention long enough, watch what's going on around you long enough, before you actually make the choice to engage in certain stuff. Just see for yourself.
If that's what you want
If
to
that's,
do,
you know
good
what I'm
for
saying?
you.
And so when it came to using drugs and when it came to having sex with boys outside of being married, and you know, teenagers, so marriage is off the table anyway.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
what I was able to get my daughter to understand is that, for example, with drugs, you know, she was able to see that a lot of those girls, their appearance changed, you know, their grades changed, their reputations changed, you know. She can watch, she can see how we started out together, we were on the same level, and then you went left and started doing all of these different things, and you don't even look like the same person anymore. So when she started to be able to see that, what that was doing to their spirit, and even how having sex with these boys and how, you know, they would be crying, they come to school, they all distraught because they done did something with them and they thought they were dating them, and then the next thing you know, they don't want them no more, they with the next girl in the same classroom, you know, just devastated. And I told them, and having their heart hurt and the chest hurt, we all, us women all know what it feels like when you get that pain in your chest, that when your heart hurts.
Yes.
You know? I told my daughter, I said, you get that feeling one time, you ain't gonna want it no more.
No.
And I told her, I said, that's what they're experiencing. I said, doesn't it feel good that when you talk to a guy, because you haven't given yourself to him, you haven't made that covenant and that soul tie with him, when he just start acting funny, it's so easy for you to be like, oh, okay, I'm good. And there's no tears. There's no crying. So when she sees them carrying on like that and fighting over them and all that kind of stuff, she can't relate. And she's like, ooh, I'm so glad I don't have those kind of problems.
And see, what you just said about the soul tie, like it's like now this generation doesn't understand the concept of why God said wait till marriage, because that soul ties connect you to that person, even if it's not a person that you know is not for you. You still want to run back because you've made this covenant. Like you say, it's a covenant. In the Bible it says when you join together, that's a covenant.
It is a covenant. Let me tell you something. Do you know that the medical profession has actually found evidence of soul ties? The Bible calls it a soul tie. But women that have unprotected sex with a man, if he makes a deposit, that DNA remains in her womb for the rest of her life. It does not go anywhere. And so it took me back to like the days of when we were younger, and we would hear our aunts and grandparents and parents talking and say, yeah, that baby sure did do it. And she said it was so-and-so, baby, but that sure do look like that boy she was thinking. There's now medical proof of why those kind of things take place. Because you've been sexually active 5 times this year. You never let either one of them use a condom. And then when you get pregnant and then it comes out looking like one guy, you know, I mean,
but
you don't know.
Somebody could be somebody
You're
else.
leaving all of those deposits, and then you don't understand, because that's what it is. It's a deposit. It's a spiritual deposit as well. And so, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm glad to say that I was able to get my daughter to pay attention. You know, and it was what she witnessed that just made her say, you know what, I don't want that for me. I don't even want to deal with that. And just being able to say that she had peace. It wasn't a matter of her going through her teenage years saying, oh, well, you know, nobody likes me, nobody thinks I'm attractive, nobody wants to talk to me. She had plenty of guys that took her on dates, plenty of guys that called her all the time and wanted to talk to her and stuff. So, you know, she had to learn through abstaining. She learned that you can still date.
That's true.
You can still have people that find you attractive, find you dateable, you know, and it made it easier for her to sift through, because that's the word I gave her. I told her, I said, I want you to date. I don't want you to get serious about anybody, because you're not even ready to be a wife. But I want you to date, but it's okay to date whoever you want to date when you are abstaining.
That's right. That's right.
And you don't have to care what other people say about it, because as long as you know and God knows that you're not partaking in anything that's not pleasing to Him, that you're sifting. Because by the time a real suitor comes along, when you do decide maybe around 25 that you might want to start thinking about that you might want to start thinking about marriage and settling down and all of that kind of stuff, then you by now should know all of the qualities that you want to see and have experienced a little bit of what it's like to be respected, what it's like to be showered with gifts, what it's like to be, you know, dated properly, you know, and you also learn what you don't like.
That's true.
So that when you see that again, you can say, oh, I recognize that. Nope, I'm not dealing with that. When you recognize abuse, you know, the first time, I told her, the first time someone raises their voice at you, the first time they give you get an attitude with you and you don't know why, instead of you trying to deal with it, cope with it and all that stuff, you decide to let them know, to let them go. Let them know that this is not for me.
That's right.
You know, because, you know, and you don't owe it to anybody to work through anything. We work through marriages. That's not your husband. And I even had to convince her, and she quickly caught on to this, that you don't let any guy call you after a certain time of night.
Booty calls.
Booty calls. Not only that, but because guys, you know, they will have more than one girl that they're pursuing, and they may have a girlfriend, and because they may have a girlfriend, they've talked to their girlfriend at a respectable hour. And then when they get off the phone, because she says, well, I gotta go to bed because I have work and I have school in the morning, and she gets off the phone at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then they call you at 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, talking about what you doing, you know.
The what you doing?
You know, no sir, we're not even answering that phone call, because I'm not gonna be looking tired, older than I'm supposed to be, and worn out, because I've been on the phone with fake pursuers, you know, fake suitors, as they say, you know, because you want to keep me up all night after you just got off the phone with your girlfriend, and she getting her beauty rest, and I'm gonna be looking like I just woke up No. I said it's called beauty rest for a reason. Let your body regenerate. Let your mind, let your body lay down and go to sleep at a respectable time, so that your body can stay looking young and youthful, and people can tell you when you get to be 25, 30 years old that you still look like you. Man, I thought you were 16. I thought you were 18. You know,
Exactly.
I said that's what you want. You don't let nobody wear you out like that, and especially if they're not your husband.
Exactly.
We can date, but we're gonna date in the daylight.
Wow, ladies, you have heard it here from Elder Tameka Starks. I'm adding an elder this time, so you can understand her spiritual walk and the reason she said these things and the things she's told to her daughter. So ladies, you might not know what to say to your daughter. You might not know how to say it to your daughter, but you can't always be their friend. You got to be their mother who knows what you've been through or what you've seen. Like, she's seen students in her classroom, she's seen young ladies in her church and in the community, and she knew what to tell her daughter. I love the last thing you said about he has to call me at a respectable time. No booty calls, not even if he's calling for a booty call, but he's giving you respect of giving your rest, so you can be because you're supposed to be the main woman. That lets you know that if he's calling you at 12:01, you're not that main person in his life.
Let it pass.
So that's something new for you ladies to tell your daughters. I want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in to Dating Chronicles, and I will see you next time. Y'all know how they go.
There you go.
Look at all the way white, baby. You ready now? Okay. Hi, I'm Delindra Tarsavina, and I'm here with Miss Elder Tameka Starks. We're gonna just say Tameka Starks.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Make people get more personal. Okay, you gotta start over. Okay. Glad for my glasses on them.
Oh, your forehead shone up.
You know what? You so
She said it's strong.
shiny.
Oh.
That's better. You know what?
It is shining.
You just trying
It's
to
probably because that light is so close to you.
my forehead be shining all the time.
It's alright. Go ahead.
It's better now.
Go for it.
You know what? You being a hater.
Don't they?
That's alright. I'm gonna give me a Mexican baby then.
You don't know what they saying?
That's alright. She'll teach you. Let me stop messing with you. Okay, ready? Alright. Hi, I'm Delindra Tarsavina, and I'm here with Tameka Starks, and we just had an interview with her husband and her today, and that I don't like what I just said.